Go lay down.
Mute.
Please bear with us. We're running about 10 minutes behind.
Awesome, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Georgetown Municipal Court. Everybody hear me? There we go. Welcome to Georgetown Municipal Court. My name is Randy Stump, and I'm the municipal judge for the city of Georgetown. The reason you're here is what we refer to as our Zoom arraignment docket, originally scheduled for 9 o'clock. I have to apologize. There's an accident on I-35 this morning, and unfortunately, some of our court staff, including me, got caught in the backlash on that. But anyway, they're coming in. So we're going to go ahead and start. Welcome. The reason you're here is you've been summoned because you received a ticket in the city of Georgetown. And our goal today is to give you an opportunity to talk to somebody about your case, if that's what you'd like to do. What I'd like to do is to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to do and give you some options in terms of who you can talk to. The first thing is, in a few minutes, I'm going to read a list of names in alphabetical order. And when I get to your name, there are basically two things that I need to know. The first of which is, if you wish to enter a plea at this time. And entering a plea, the plea's choices are guilty, no contest, or not guilty. The law says if you are undecided or refuse to enter a plea, I will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. But second is talking to somebody about your case. And I need to know to whom you wish to speak this morning about your case. And really, your options are simple. They're the prosecutor, the clerk, or the judge. Now, most of the people that come through here ask to speak to the prosecutor. And the reason for that is simple. His duty is justice, but actually in courts, the prosecutors are the deal makers. They are the people that listen to what you have to say. They will tell you what the law is, and they will give you your options. So having said that, you can accept or reject those options, one of which may be some form of driving safety course, or it may be doing some type of probation. It may be paying it or trying it. But the idea is at least you know what your options are up front, gives you an opportunity to kind of do that before you step any farther. Now, you need to understand a couple of things about prosecutor. And the first thing is they do not represent you, they represent the people of the state of Texas. And further, that anything you tell them, if you decide you take your case to trial, you may hear that information again in trial because you've shared it with the prosecutor. So there's no confidentiality there. But on the other hand, most people want to speak to the prosecutor because they just want to know what their options are. And especially if you have mitigating circumstances or something else that either might justify dismissal or may make things a little clearer for the prosecutor in terms of what the facts are. Anybody have any questions about talking to the prosecutor? Yes.
So will they make a determination at that point or just offer you options?
I can't answer that because it depends. You have to understand some of the cases we have are very simple and some are very complex. Sometimes, in fairness, he may not have all the information available. So what he'll suggest is that it be reset for a period of time to allow either you or him or both to gather that information so that he can make a determination, because he's trying to give you an honest answer. And sometimes it's difficult to do. On the other hand, if it's a simple case, if it's a speeding case or something, and you don't dispute that you're speeding, but you may dispute, how fast you were going or something like that. Those are relatively simple. So, but anyway, that's kind of how it works. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Sir.
Any other questions about talking to the prosecutor? All right. Second, if you've got a case within the last 60 days and it involves a moving traffic violation and you are eligible for the driving safety course, I will allow you to take the driving safety course. But you have to understand a couple of things. One of which is you have to be eligible. So for example, if you don't have a valid Texas driver's license, if you have a commercial driver's license, if your speed is in excess of 95 miles an hour, there are a lot of things that would disqualify you from doing DSC. But if you're eligible, it does require you to plead guilty or no contest. Typically, there is a state fee of $144. These all need to be taken care of up front. If it's speeding in a school zone, it's $169. You also sign an affidavit that says you've not taken the driving safety course or the dismissal of a ticket within the last year. And finally, then, if you do all that up front, then you are given 90 days within which to take and complete a 6-hour state-approved course, a driving safety course, and are required to provide us with a 3A driving record from DPS. And if you're able to do all that and complete the course and are eligible, then the case gets dismissed. But let me mention, a lot of times people, when they come through our court, actually may have one ticket, but it may have like 2 charges. It may have a registration offense. It may have an expired license plate or expired driver's license or an insurance violation in addition to the speeding offense. And if that's the case, you may want to speak to the prosecutor, because please understand that doing the driving safety course, you can only do it for one offense. That doesn't take care of them all. So our goal here is to try to take care of everything if that's possible. It may not be, but we'll do the best we can. Any questions about the driving safety course? Okay. Some of you may just want to pay it, make arrangements to pay it, ask for community service. If you do that, just let me know up front, please, and we'll let you talk to one of our clerks who's very experienced in this area and can give you what your options are. Please understand, if you're wanting to do a payment plan, if it goes beyond 30 days, Texas law adds $15 to each offense included in that payment plan. So for example, if you have a speeding offense and it's $253, the issue is that as long as you pay it within 30 days, and we'll have to give you a reset for 30 days and sign an extension to do that. But as long as you pay it within that 30-day period, it's just going to be the $253. But if you don't do it within the 30 days, if you pay it in the 31st day, then that $253 is increased by $15. So again, if you're trying to save money, you might want to try to either pay it today or within that time period. Some of you may be between jobs. You may be on some type of disability income or something else that may qualify you for doing community service instead of making payments. And if that's the case, if you will let us know, we will talk to you about your circumstances. The law requires that I have to determine that you are indeed qualified to be able to do that, but we'll do so offline in a private setting. Last but not least, some of you may just wish to take your case to trial, and you have every right to do that. In our country, you have the right to a trial by jury or a trial by judge. We'll be talking about that this morning. If you ask her that, she'll be talking to me. But I do want to express a couple of things there. The first of which is, so many times people hope to avoid the prosecutor, go straight to me and tell me the whole story. And I can't entertain that. This morning, all we can do is talk about procedural matters. If it ends up in a judge trial, I'm one of the judges we have here, and it may be, I may be the one chosen to do it. So I can't really, my slate has to be clean about your particular case. So in saying that, I will not talk to you about the facts of your case, but we will talk about the types of trials available and what this court requires for you to get through that process. Now, secondly, the other thing you need to understand, as I told you up front, today's the day. If you really want to talk to somebody and see if you can resolve something, today's the day to do that. And most of the people want to take advantage of that, but some of you may not. But please understand, if you ask to speak to me about trials and go ahead and plead not guilty and set your case for trial, then you are basically waiving all of the other things that I just talked about. And basically your options are going to be, go ahead and set your case for trial and either try your case or make arrangements to pay it, or if you're eligible to do community service. But there's no more pretrial, there's no more plea bargains, there's no more driving safety course or things like that. So again, we're serious about this. If you want to talk to somebody, today's the day to do it. If you don't, please understand that basically you're leaving those on the table today. Anybody have any questions about that?
No, sir.
All right, then let me go ahead and call the dockets. And I just need to know, everybody's going to need to unmute, please. And when I call your name, I just need to know what your plea is and to whom you wish to speak, the prosecutor, the clerk, or the judge. Abriana Agurs. Agurs.
Hey guys,
Yes.
the prosecutor. I want to
Okay.
make.
Okay, and do you want to plead guilty, no contest, or not guilty? Do you have a preference on your plea?
I have I'm guess pleading guilty.
Okay, guilty or no contest, what most people will do.
Oh, no contest. I don't.
No contest, and he'll talk to the prosecutor, and he'll call you up in just a minute. And that's on both of your cases, ma'am?
They said the insurance one will get dropped because I did have insurance. I just didn't have the copy.
I understand. Okay, not a problem. Charlemagne Guevara. Charlemagne Guevara, recall all cases. Dominic Izari. Dominic Izari, recall all cases. Pauline Law.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Law, what would you like to do?
I'd like to speak to the prosecutor.
All right. And do you wish to enter a plea of guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, and prosecutor. He'll call you up in just a minute. Leah Sampson.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. And Ms. Sampson, what would you like to do?
Speak with the prosecutor.
Okay. Do you have a plea on that? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
No contest. All right. So folks, is there anyone else who's been summoned to the 9 o'clock, and I apologize for the delay in starting this morning, the 9 o'clock setting for Georgetown Municipal Court? The way this is going to work, right now we're in a virtual meeting room on YouTube, so we're in the public venue. The idea is if you're going to talk to the prosecutor, you will either get moved or receive an invitation to accept and get moved to a private breakout room, which means allows you to privately discuss your circumstances with the prosecutor. And let me mention at the end of that discussion, there will be on your screen a leave button. And I will ask when you're finished with the prosecutor, if you will hit the leave button, that will afford you the opportunity to either leave the breakout room or to leave the meeting. And I'm going to ask that you leave the breakout room and come back to this virtual setting. And the idea is we want to make sure that whatever the decision this morning in your particular case is announced online in open court. So you need to be in the general meeting area to be able to do that. Anybody have any questions about that?
No, sir.
One last thing I do want to mention, this is a real court. I am a real judge. My expectations is that people's behavior would be the same as if they were standing in front of me. So please avoid vulgar language, any type of graphic acting out or other things that you, as you probably know, that people do from time to time. That certainly is inconsistent with what we do here. We all try to be professionals, so we ask that you abide by that as well. Anybody have any questions then before we begin calling people up?
No, sir.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. If you'll bear with us, we'll start calling you up here in just a moment. Okay, Lucas, everybody wants to talk to you. Have we heard anything from Charlemagne Guevara? How about Dominic Izari?
Usually people don't pick up on the docket and they request it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I think they switched the chairs back because somebody likes this one to kind of hunker down. Have you noticed that though? I mean, it really is lower. And there's not a whole lot you can do. I've tried to adjust it. It doesn't work.
She's that Aubrey Love on Zoom.
That's her last name.
Good morning. Are you Ms. Akers? My name is Wilson. I'm the prosecutor in the city of Georgetown. I'll be charged with building and
Paul William lives in Houston, one of them is going to show up.
Who was that?
yeah, so you need to get started for both of those things. If you want to sign up for driver safety course, and then all you need to do is provide proof that your insurance is valid and date and time of the citation, okay?
Okay, and then, another thing is that I'm from out of state, so I don't have a driver's license, so do I have to get Texas driver's license in order to get yours, or?
Correct. And so what will need to happen is they'll reset you for however long it takes you to get that Texas driver's license. But you will have to come back to court on every reset date until you get the license, okay?
Okay, because the DMV is back up, so that's.
I know, so, but, yeah, unless, you're not a member of the military, are you?
No.
Okay, yeah, so really the only option is to get a Texas driver's license, and, we'll reset you until you can do that, okay?
Okay, and then but then as I'm getting the license, I have to be paying the fee, or is there no fee? I'm confused.
No, you have to wait till you get the license, and then once you get the license, you would provide the license, the proof of insurance, and you pay the court cost.
Okay,
Okay? All right,
that's still easy, right, or is that not, no concept?
either one is fine.
Okay.
Either one works. All right, I'm gonna send you an invitation to go back to the main session. You'll talk to the clerk, and she'll process you through the rest of your court appearance, okay?
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Law?
Hi,
Hi.
yes,
Good morning. All right, I have you charged with guilty of right away at an intersection. My name is Lucas Wilson. I'm a municipal prosecutor. It's my understanding that you requested the opportunity to talk to me about your case. Is that correct?
yes, I did.
What can I do for you today?
You're gonna have to explain the difference between no contact and not guilty, because in my mind, I'm not guilty.
Okay, not guilty means you're not guilty. There's actually two ways to be not guilty. One is if you say, hey, I am completely innocent, I did not do what I'm charged with doing. Number two is to say, I don't believe the state has sufficient evidence to prove the case against me beyond reasonable doubt. That's not guilty, okay? Not guilty means you go to a trial, okay? Now, no contest means you're neither admitting nor denying that you committed the offense, but that you just want to get the case resolved. So you can do that by saying you're sorry, you can do that by asking to take a driver safety course. There's a multitude of ways to resolve. Guilty is meaning you're saying, yes, I am guilty. There is really no difference between a guilty or a no contest plea in terms of outcome, except that if you were
Hello,
involved
good
in an
morning.
accident, a no contest
So,
cannot be used against you.
let's see,
Civil
we'll have to ask the judge
Okay.
about
Whereas a guilty plea can't be
resetting your case far enough to try to get you to
if you do
allow
it
you
not-
time to make that appointment with your PO. So when he gets back, there's no law.
Not guilty.
And then for the insurance, what we need is a copy of the insurance
Well,
card
not
that
guilty
was valid
can't
on the
really
day
be
you got the
used against
ticket
you because that means
with your
that
name
case
on
is
it.
still
And so
pending.
what I'm gonna do is,
So even
once
if
I
you
get
were
that
to
card,
go to
I'll call
trial
the insurance
and
company
found
and
not
verify your
guilty,
coverage.
Okay.
You can also get a letter on their letterhead asking
If you were
to
involved
provide
in
you
an
one
accident, the other party
with the
would
date
still
and time of
be making the
citation,
case
and
against
then basically
So
saying
you,
the insurance
uh,
was valid and you were a recovered driver
found not guilty
during that time.
Because
So, if you want to email that into us, then we can accept that in order to dismiss this charge. And then for the fail to control fee, so like you said, oh, Judge back. Ms. Auger,
In other words, if you say, hey, I
says
want to get this over with.
it'll be until at least February before she's able to get in and change her DL text.
Well,
Will we
yeah.
allow like a 4-month?
I will.
Okay.
Use that no contest plea against
All right,
you.
we're probably gonna
If
do,
it's okay for you to set for them to go to trial. Very important that you understand that once you say you're not
Yeah.
guilty, we're gonna set your case for trial.
so
The officer and the new witness
I'm gonna
will
recommend
testify
that
at
we,
trial. And
we
after
reset this
today,
case for like early March. Hopefully that gives you enough time. I know the holidays are coming up. Enough time to get what you need to get the Texas DL. And I don't have that reset date yet. We don't have a calendar out for next year. As long as your email and your address remain the same, then we'll just keep in contact with each other. So if you're able to get that Texas DL within that time, you could just bring that back along with your current proof of insurance and pay $144 and we'll get you set up on the driving safety course. If for some reason you don't get the DL back by that time, we'll just have you do another Zoom meeting and then you can give the prosecutor an update on where you are in the process of getting your driver's license. Okay, so basically, 144 is the court fee to take the driving test. So basically, once you leave here today, all you have to remember is get me the proof of insurance, email it into the court, and start working on what you need to get your Texas DL. So you've got a few months not to worry about anything until next year. Okay, I am going to pass you to the judge and then he'll see you and he'll dismiss you, okay? All right, thank you.
Angelica, do we have her proof of insurance yet?
No,
So we need to reset her for that too.
yeah,
30 days for that. And then 4 months for the other.
we have a 30-day reset date on Zoom for. Sorry, just take that. We have a December 14th Zoom date.
Okay.
And here's your yearly speech and symptoms. So yeah, tell her to bring that in by December.
December 14th at 9:30.
Yeah. Tell her to bring that in by December and then the other ticket will reset early March.
There's access, let's look at, you look up an alternative way to get home. And you tell me what I can do. Right, we were at the 35 service, right? They said, well, coming up to the stop sign, they need to know, can I go in right, left, or straight? He said,
Trying to talk this lady and make sure she knows what's going on.
Just say it's 9:30 at Zoom. Or 9.
9. What? Oh, yeah.
Let me stop you right there. I've heard all I need to know. And I'm sorry, but the law is very, very clear. It is that if you have a traffic control device, you have to yield the right of way at the intersection. And
Aubrey,
if you pull into an intersection and somebody hits you,
oh, she left.
then you're the person that falls. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's
Yes.
weird, but it's something that's very true. You never see the other car.
Can you see me?
Every single person who has been given a ticket.
Can you see me?
They came out of nowhere. I never saw them. Okay, and that's why. Because you wouldn't have pulled out if you saw them, right? So, but unfortunately, that means you're at fault because you pulled out into an uncontrolled roadway where they have the right of way.
Okay. And let's see, Aubrey, is that
Yes.
Aubrey? Is that correct?
Yes. Brianna, yes.
Just a second. There, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. So you have two charges, an insurance violation and a failure to control speed. So the insurance violation, you had told me you do have insurance, so I assume you're pleading not guilty for that. You just need to provide proof to us. What I can do is I can reset you to December 4th at 9:30 a.m. That's a Zoom arraignment docket. If you can, prior to that date, provide us with proof that we can verify that you had insurance on the date and time in question, then that will be dismissed. As to the other charge, the failure to control speed, you're pleading no contest. And I've got you reset to early March 2022. It's going to be, we don't have the date set, so we'll have to notify you. But that also will be a Zoom arraignment docket and to give you an opportunity to get a Texas driver's license.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
All right. With that, you're free to go. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Law? Can you hear me?
Yes, I just didn't have myself unmuted.
I do it all the time. Ms. Law, my understanding is that you have been charged with failure to yield right of way at an intersection or stop sign, that previously you pled not guilty. And what we can do is we can reset you to December 14th, 2022 at 9 a.m. And that's again a Zoom docket. And if you decide to change your plea and ask for the driving safety course, I can give you up until that date. But if you decide not to do the driving safety course, then you'll need to reappear on that date, and we'll talk about trials and those things. But if you decide you want to take the driving safety course, that's going to require you to change your plea to guilty or no contest. And what I'll need you to do is to contact the court if you decide to do that, and they'll tell you what you need to be able to do it. And if you get that finished, so if you sign up for the DSC and show them, give them your information, pay the money, then you will not be required to have to reappear on December 14th.
Okay, so December
14th, it's a Wednesday. Yes, ma'am. Wednesday at 9 o'clock by Zoom.
Okay. So between now and December 14th, I can do that.
Yes, ma'am. But you need to have it done before December 14th.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
But other questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And let me tell you, we certainly don't believe in trial by ambush or anything else. People need to have time to kind of understand their options. I understand this is a traumatic incident. Believe you me, we see them all the time. We have to follow the law and do the best we can.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Oh, it's
'Cause,
quite frustrating, trust me.
you know, I'm still suffering from the accident. I'm scarred from it, like physical scars, all of the other stuff going on. And it's just frustrating that
Yeah.
the letter of the law says this and without listening to all the other
I
stuff.
understand.
So
And it's difficult. It's very difficult at times, but if that will work for you, then unless you have any other questions, we'll send you a reset deal for December 14th, 2022 at 9 o'clock a.m. But if you want to do the driving safety course, you are going to need to change your plea to guilty or no contest, provide a proof of valid Texas driver's license, insurance with your name on it, sign an affidavit that we'll provide. Usually they'll either email it to you or you can come in. And but you have to sign a sworn affidavit that you haven't taken the course of the dismissal of the ticket within the last year. And then finally pay the $144, and that's a state fee. That doesn't actually go to us.
Okay.
If you do all that, then we'll take you off the docket, and you'll have 90 days within which to take and complete the 6-hour state approved course and provide us with a 3A driving record from DPS. Any other questions?
the driving course, how much is the ticket? Because isn't it the 144 for the course and then the ticket?
No, it's basically you pay you don't pay the ticket, the costs or the fine. You just pay the $144 state fee. Then you have to pay the cost of the course, which is usually people do it online. It's usually $25 on up. And the cost of the 3A driving record, if you do it with a credit card, you can get about 20 minutes. It's about $12.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank
So
you, Your Honor, I appreciate it.
the costs and fine are $237. The other is less than that. So, but it all
Okay.
just takes 6 hours of your time.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. With
Have a
that,
blessed day.
you too.
Unmute. Okay, I who's that? Permission. Can you, the host has opened breakout rooms. Please wait to be assigned. Permission. Oh God, this is weird. Who is that? Okay. Can I hear them? Okay, Judge Stump is muted. Do I unmute? That's not for me. It's just we can break out in this. Speaker gallery. Hmm. Okay. Come on. Yes.
Ms. Sampson,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So Ms. Sampson, you have a parking offense, and my understanding is that you have pled guilty to that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find you guilty. We have also discussed your financial circumstances, and I have determined your indigency and found that you're entitled to do community service. Is that also correct?
Yes, sir.
And I will order you to perform 14 hours of community service within 30 days. As we discussed, you're welcome to do that where you're living there in Austin. You don't have to come to Williamson County or Georgetown to do it. Any questions about that, Ms. Sampson?
No, sir.
All right. With that, you're free to go. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Georgetown Municipal Court. My name is Randy Stump, and I'm the municipal judge for the city of Georgetown. This is our 10 o'clock Zoom arraignment, and I apologize for running late this morning. Let me go ahead and call the docket, and then we'll go through. I believe we have a brief hearing this morning on a motion. I believe that's on the Statham and Francis cases, and everybody else, I believe, is just wanting to talk to the prosecutor. Edward Barrera.
Counsel is present, Judge. I do need to speak with the prosecutor on this one.
Okay, was that a not guilty and prosecutor?
Yes.
Got it. He'll call you up in just a minute.
Thank you.
And Kenneth Francis, Mr. Terry, you're here for that, the motion, is that correct?
Yes, sir. And on the Statham case also.
Yes, sir. Got you down for both, thank you. Judith Huff.
Present on that, Judge. We've already spoken with Mr. Wilson. Just need a reset.
And let's see, my understanding, Mr. Martin, is that reset is set for December 14th, 2022 at 10 a.m. via Zoom. Is that your understanding?
Let me check that date, Judge.
All right. Sir.
December 14th. Yeah, yes, that works, Judge.
Okay, 14th at 10 a.m. Via Zoom.
Yes, Judge.
Shahrazad Javadatu?
Yes, sir, present.
Yes. And plea and who you wish to talk to?
Actually, I need a court-appointed attorney. I recently am unemployed.
I will tell you, ma'am, the way that works, right now, we're just taking the pleas and to speak. Let me just say, in courts, in municipal and justice courts, typically, you're not entitled to a court-appointed attorney. What we can do, however, is we can reset your case and give you an opportunity if you'd like to check maybe other resources or some other counsel or other things.
Okay, I appreciate it, Judge.
Would you like to do that before we?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess I just need a plea or guilty.
Oh, I'm not guilty, sir.
Not guilty?
Yeah, absolutely not.
All right. And if we reset you to December 14th at 10 a.m. Via Zoom, would that be enough time?
I apologize. What day was that, sir? I couldn't hear you that well.
December 14th.
December 14th at 10 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we're going to reset you then to December 14th, 10 a.m. via Zoom.
Yes,
and
sir.
if you do hire counsel at the time, just make sure that they get a letter of representation to us prior to that time and date.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. With that, you're free to go.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. December 14th. I got to get a representation.
Micaiah,
You hear him?
Klingsing?
He said because nobody's there.
Micaiah Klingsing?
That's the one that did not come.
Okay. Recall all cases. Andrea McKinley and Mr. Martin, is that yours as well?
Andrea McKinley, yes. Just need to, I've already spoken with Lucas, just need to get a reset.
So we've got you reset for December 14th at 10 a.m. via Zoom.
Yes, Judge.
All right, sir, so ordered. Jaron Mitchell, is that the same? Mr. Martin, is that the same for you?
I'm sorry, Judge?
On Jaron Mitchell? Is that also a reset to 12/14/22 at 10 a.m. via Zoom?
That's what they're for. Thank you. Yeah, I think it should be out there. Okay. Okay.
Mr. Martin, you hear me? Mr. Martin?
Where'd it go?
Mr. Martin, you still with us? All right. Isaac Sandoval? Isaac Sandoval.
He's there. He's not answering.
Mr. Sandoval, do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
And Mr. Sandoval, you've previously been in front of us. You were going to sign up for the DSC. Did something happen?
I was hospitalized soon after I got the ticket, and I was in hospital for almost 2 weeks, and I got behind, and so I just been trying to financially stabilize myself. So
All right.
I just
So let me ask you, so you're still playing no contest. To whom you wish to speak this morning, sir? Do you want to speak to the prosecutor or the clerk or me? Who would you like to talk to?
the clerk. I have the total amount that I owe.
He hasn't done that.
Yes, yes, sir. The clerk informs me from the back that they just need payment. Do you need to talk to her about payment?
Yes, please.
Okay, she'll call you up here in just a minute. Are you able to pay today?
Hello?
Reset.
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're gonna pay it today? All right. Yes, sir.
I'll call him back when I get back to work.
The clerk informs me from the back here that she will, I can go ahead and excuse you, and she will call you at the phone number that she has after we finish these proceedings and take that for you.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm free to leave at the moment.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Sorry about that. I'm free to leave at the moment.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
Try calling Clovis again. I just heard him.
Mr. Martin?
Yes, Judge. I lost you.
Yes, sir. We were talking about Mitchell.
Yes, same thing, Judge. Reset.
And we're going to do the same date, December 14th, 2022 at 10 a.m. via Zoom.
Okay,
And then Lori Smith,
same thing, Judge.
same date. Got it. We'll do. And
There should be five total, I believe.
yes, sir. And I think the last one is Victorino, Justin Victorino.
Yes, yes, I sent in a change of plea. I'm not sure why he hasn't made the payment, so Mr. Wilson asked to reset it.
Okay. So what we'll do is, and he's changed his plea to what?
To a guilty plea. He was just going to pay the fee, pay the fine.
Got it. So we'll go ahead and reset that one to 12/14/22 at 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and Mr. Kapala, thank you for
Yes.
joining us this morning too.
Thank you,
We
Your Honor.
appreciate it. Let me go ahead then and say that those folks are going to talk to the prosecutor. Could go ahead and talk to the prosecutor. I do want to say I have a motion, gentlemen, I have a motion in front of me. Actually, if you can bear with us here for just a moment, the prosecutor is going to join us. Give me about 3 or 4 minutes here. As soon as he finishes, then he'll join us as well, and we'll go ahead and have that hearing. Thank you.
And
Ms. Payel,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. My understanding you have Edward Barrera and 2 cases there and you need a reset.
Yes, Judge, I need a 30-day reset for the prosecutor to review the documentation we provided him and to extend the offer.
Okay, the clerk has given me the date December 14th, 2022 at 10 o'clock a.m. via Zoom. Will that work for you?
Yes, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. With that, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Certainly. Mr. Wilson, you going to join us? Gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We're just waiting for the prosecutor to join us. Good morning. All right. So let's see. Mr. Terra, my understanding is you have a motion for Brady and Michael Morton information. And I have looked at your motion. I have actually gone back through all the materials and I've also looked at the law. Is there anything that you wish to add or present before I tell you what I think?
Well, Judge, I believe that whatever's in that report is going to be extremely relevant to the case. It involves the same parties. I think it's going to contain both Brady and Michael Morton material. I can't imagine that it would not. If Mr. Coppola is opposed to this motion being approved, which just asked that this material be provided to the prosecutor so he can make that determination, and then if he deems it to have Brady or Michael Morton information, he would be required to provide it to me in advance of trial. If Mr. Coppola is opposed to that, then Mr. Coppola must agree that there is that material in there. And so, because obviously if that material is not in there, it's not going to be provided to me through the prosecutor and it ends at that point. So I'd be curious to hear what Mr. Coppola's position is on this.
Mr. Coppola, have you seen the motion?
I have not, Judge, no.
Okay.
But I've kind of gone back through my records, to be honest, Judge, to look at this from, a year and a half ago, whenever we were last together on this. My position, I think, is unchanged, that the court should be reviewing these records in camera to determine whether they contain Brady information or information under 39.14H, which is information that, would tend to impeach or exculpate or reduce punishment for the defendants, is what 39.14H says. So, I don't think it needs to be turned over to the prosecutor or the defense unless you, Judge, first make that determination yourself.
Well,
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Coppola, so my motion, the reason it needs to be provided to the prosecutor and should be is because the prosecutor under the Michael Morton Act has the legal moral obligation to provide it to me. The judge does not. As if it contains Brady or anything that could be relevant to impeachment, then it is required by the prosecutor to be turned over to me. The judge is not required to do that. So what all my motion asks is that this material be provided from the judge to the prosecutor so he can review it for Brady, Michael Morton material, and if so, then provide it to me. So that's all that it asks. If Mr. Wilson reviews it and determines that there is no Brady or Michael Morton information that's impeachable, that could be used for impeachment at trial, then it's not going to be provided to me and it goes no further. So do you have an objection to that? And if so, why?
Well, Mr. Terra, it's a little odd to be asking me a question in a hearing, but I guess I'll respond to that. All I'll say is that I think what the law requires under the cases I've cited in my original motion to quash is that the court make that determination in the first place. I don't have anything else to add, except that's what I think the Third Court of Appeals has held, is that these records are confidential. If the court makes a determination that they contain Brady or information under 39.14H, then they should be provided. I think that's the law, and that's my position on the matter.
Mr. Wilson, anything you wish to add?
I agree with Mr. Coppola, Your Honor. The law very clearly states that the judge is going to be the final arbiter of whether evidence meets the definition of Brady or 39.14. So even if you were to agree with Mr. Terra and say, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wilson, the simple fact that you turned it over to me means to me that you have reached the decision that there is Brady material involved. So I think that if you rule that there is Brady material, I'm going to immediately turn around and turn it over to Mr. Terra, because I'm certainly not going to second guess a judge's determination regarding that issue. So unfortunately, I think this is one where we dump it square in your lap and you get to make that determination about whether you believe there is any Brady or Michael Morton information that should be turned over to Mr. Terra.
So gentlemen, I believe that previously I had basically denied your motion on that, and that you had come back and now asked that in effect it be redetermined, because for me to be able to allow somebody else to do it means that I have to acknowledge the existence of that. I went back through the materials as thoroughly as I could. I went back through the law, and I tell you, Mr. Terra, I still believe in my original judgment that I'm going to deny your motion. So anything further?
No, sir. I think if I could have a 30-day reset, I'm going to have to reconfer with my clients and see if they want to set it for trial or what they'd like to do.
Have no problem with that, counsel. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
And if I'd like to speak with Mr. Wilson in a breakout room, if that's possible still.
Mr. Wilson, any objection? I have no objection to that.
Do I have anybody else that I need to see on the docket, Your Honor? Okay, then that's fine. I'll send you an invite, Mr. Terra. Mr. Coppola, thank you for being here.
Thank you all. Thank you, Judge. Am I excused?
You are, sir. Thank you for your time. Sorry you had to wait on us this morning.
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate you accommodating me. Have a great
Not a
day.
problem. Do we have a date? Mr. Terra, would December 14th at 10 a.m. work for you?
Let's see. Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to reset this to 12/14/22 at 10 a.m. via Zoom. All right, and if y'all like to speak, I believe you're the last one on the docket, so he sends you an invite right now so you can speak with him.